For the purpose of this inspection, the home faces east. So we're on the north side of the home, and these are railroad ties used as retaining walls. Now there's no hard fast rule, but generally speaking, whoever has the high side of a retaining wall is responsible for that. And these are, again, they're on the north side of the property. They're obviously inside the fence line, and it would be reasonable to assume that these are the homeowner's responsibility. These bushes next to the house, next to the structure, they should be cut back so that air circulates between the structure. We got a little bit of erosion here all along the northwest corner. These are the sewer cleanouts right here. And it looks like we've had a problem with some of this. Looks like there's some toilet paper has been backing out. And of course, we got some erosion coming along. Right here, this is a post-tension slab. There's different types of post-tension. Some of them have piers. I believe this one might. But I do know it's a post-tension. I know that much about it. So, but when you got the tension cable ends here, those nipples, when they're coming out, they're exposed and they're rusting. That makes them leak. That is metal's enemy. That's steel's enemy. And so these post-tension ends should be resealed. The rain gutter goes below grade. Some of the transition boots do not fit very well. We've got another clean out here. What I haven't seen and what we're going to look for is a vacuum breaker for the swimming pool. And it's been raining, it's hard to tell. It looks like it might have been a little bit moist right there. This is the patio, and it's got its own retaining wall. Now, the theory is, if it's farther than twice its height from the structure, then it should not have an effect on the structure. However, it's not twice its height away from the patio, so this retaining wall could influence the patio and patio cover, which is part of the structure. So we want to pay some attention to that. Coming along here, this is the back side of the stairs going up to the back patio. In the wood, we got some erosion underneath the patio there. Again, that's the northwest corner. And we got some deflection. Obviously, moisture has gotten up in here. It's causing us a little bit of grief. A tree should not be placed closer than 20 feet to a structure. This is a little crepe myrtle. It's a decorative tree. It probably won't give you a lot of grief, I get that. These are called weep holes. Home ownership 101. All walls leak. All roofs leak. We design them so that they shed water faster than they accept it. So those weep holes are a good thing. What we haven't noticed yet, backing up a little bit, is we haven't noticed much in the way, or any so far, in the way of control joints or expansion joints, some people call them. Call them what you will. These are soffit vents, so good thing to have. Trees touching the roof here. Moving on. Okay, what question you got?
There's a dripping from the rooftop.
Okay.
And there's a rot on the fascia.
Okay, you want to show it to me?
It's right there.
Okay. Yeah,
It's dripping.
Yep, we got some fascia rot right there. Actually,
Do you know why it's dripping?
we're going to see what we can find out. Sure.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're immortalized. These handrails, and somebody's added some lights because these stairs are not illuminated. These are temporary novelty lights. These do not suffice. These do not replace the luminary requirement for these stairs. These handrails are not graspable, so Granny's going to have a hard time making these stairs. We have a surface drain here. It might have been installed after the fact. That might explain some of the wood damage we see in the bottom.
And I saw a puddle accumulate there the other day after rain.
Cool. Then, right here, rain gutters should not drain directly on the roof covering. That's a pretty good illustration. And then, this side flashing here, this wall flashing that's coming down along, when it gets down to this end, it's supposed to have a kick out. Now there's a kick out there, but obviously you can see how this kick out flashing, or this diverter flashing in this case, you can see how it's not doing its intended job because the water's coming between this and the wall. So that's a poor design. Should not have satellite dish mounted on a chimney. That's like a sail, and that's going to stress the brickwork. I'm going to see if I can get a better look at that chimney top, but so far I'm not seeing a chimney cap. We've got passive wind turbines. Just a spinning away there. Now here's a good example. You see this diverter is not really acting like a kick-out flashing to keep the water off of the wall. That overhangs a little bit. But look at the chimney. The chimney. See all that water stains right there? It's because they don't have kick-out flashing there. That's exactly why. Moving on along, you shouldn't have more than a 32nd of an inch stair height differential on your steps. And see these steps have dropped down a little bit? See that mastic? And so we're coming up here, and Granny's coming up here, and then she's got to make a little larger step right up here. Not a real big one. This is over here where we're finding. These are the guardrails, and they're high enough. So, and the wood damage is right here, right beneath us. Maybe I can see it a little bit from the side. I can see right here, but we got some wood damage right in here. See that? So the water's coming down here. It's supposed to settle. We got gaps underneath it. So it's just a sign of the times. As this wood started deteriorating, I reserve the right to change my mind. But as this wood started deteriorating, well then it started allowing water back up into more of the wooden structure. And just as Peter indicated earlier, you can see that it's dripping. You got an active leak right there.
So it just soaked it up, and it's just, so there's no like leak in this.
There's no plumbing here.
Right.
So this is all, you can tell by the water's coming here, but water sits here. You can tell by the stains.
Sure.
But it sits here and then it migrates underneath the cement. Has some surface cracks.
Is there a way
And
to...
it also looks like this water's been ongoing because you can see the calcium deposits where it's been leaching out. This has been an ongoing problem, and that's why we got the amount of wood damage that has been, that's become apparent, because this has been an ongoing issue. This patio's been leaking for a while. Yeah, Peter?
Oh, I was going to say, would you recommend additional drainage?
I would.
At say on this column or at this point.
You could. At some point, it's going to be an aesthetic issue. But obviously, over time,
You could mount it to this post, right? You could
Sure.
Come in
and bring it on down, and that might help. Okay, this is the exterior door to the upstairs patio, and we got, what is this? What is that? Some kind of frass. I can't tell. It's not termites. It's probably ants, and I can't tell which type of ant that is. That doesn't look like. That does not have the characteristic of carpenter ant frass. But something's happening here. I'm not really quite sure. This door threshold sweep is torn. And then windows closer than 24 inches to the door should be tempered safety glass. No, I'm just not seeing it. Okay, we're going on down. Turning stuff on. You're missing your little doppelganger right there. And that's how you turn your lights on and off. So that's your disco effect. So how do they disconnect the lights that were buried in these J boxes under the stair risers? What's going on underneath that? We don't know. Over here, this is where that active leak was we're still talking about. You can see all the staining right there where the water's just been rolling off. This has been rolling off and, you know, doing what water does over time.
So that's really the lowest point on the deck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's why
And it's just rolling off.
I didn't know if it was rolling off other places and then just that one had an issue.
Now this has taken a while. It has. So you may decide just to replace the wood and go for a while. It's by design. You know, it's just a less than optimum design. Or you know, you might get an engineer to come out and design and help you with your rain gutter planning and other moisture control issues there. Let me step down here a little bit. Hey, old man climbing. This is what it looks like over there. And that's the water dripping. Old man climbing back up. That's how much mountain goat I have in me right there. You just saw it. This is called parging. The surface on this. And so this is called spalling, where the parging has been giving it up. See how smooth the cement looks underneath these parging areas? I don't think this is a cement issue. It doesn't, I think it's just the parge coat, which is like a cake frosting.
And it's not a settlement issue?
No. That's a weathering issue. Because this is a 90-degree angle, this does not have to be tempered safety glass, this window. Because this is on the hinge side, it doesn't have to be safety glass, like upstairs. There's another clean out. This is going to the swimming pool. Fill this something. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Coming across here. Okay, that's GFCI protected. This one over here. I hate to yank you around. Missing screens, torn screens. This guy right here, he's not GFCI. He has a GFCI device inside of him, but he does not trip. He does not trip when tested electrically. We got and you're gonna hear more about this. We got a dog door here. This handle's broken. Got wood mulch next to the structure. That's conducive to wood destroying insects. Now these bushes are back a little bit. I'm still gonna mark them up on the inspection report, but the distance from these bushes from the wall isn't horrible. But we got debris back here and wood mulch. All that's conducive to wood destroying insects. I hope I don't get chiggers. It's happened before. These are the two condensing units for the house, and we're going to have a separate video for them. We are, but this one's not level. They're both 410A, so that's a good thing. The disconnects shouldn't be behind them. And this foam, both of them for that matter, but this foam and this one did not meet the energy requirements when it was installed. And of course that one's giving it up because it's that foam. This is the reason why that's not allowed. Moving along, we've got high soil, wood mulch, and high soil. We've got a problem with our water heater here. This is the temperature pressure relief valve drain line, and it's dripping. So that guy's giving it up right there. Look at that. Just a little drip in there. Come on, honey, drip for us. Okay. So that valve needs to be replaced. And we're going to look at that water heater more. So far what I've noticed is, besides not having control joints, but I'm not noticing a lot of cracking either. Then we got some wood siding over here. Let me see if I can get a better look at that. Okay, that's nice. That's usually where I find the devil. But that's nice. They did that okay. Trees too close, like I said before. And then
Is that gap anything to be worried about?
yeah, that gap right there. You're just asking me. Yeah, that's called the freeze board. And there's supposed to be a gap behind there for ventilation, but that gap's too wide. Wind-driven rain, and mice, and squirrels, animals. So that gap is a consideration. Yes, sir. Moving on along. Okay, finally finding some cracks here. See that keystone up there? On the left side, my left side, my back is east. So that'd be the south side of this keystone up here. We got a little bit of movement. And then right here, you see these little pipings coming out of the soffit right there? Okay, those are for your air conditioner emergency overflow drains. So if you see water coming out of those, you know that you've got a problem. And then around this semicircular window, and on the right side of the window, so that was the north side and the south side of the windows, we definitely had some movement here. You can see the crack between the brickwork and the window. And of course we'll just go back and analyze that with the fascia board that comes into play. Now up here, this window, if you look up in that fascia right there, and I'm going to put a ladder up here. You see that reflection? See all that light dancing there?
Yeah.
That's water. That's water in your rain gutter. Your rain gutter's not draining like it should be.
Is this again, this drainage right here, is that an issue when it drains for that little amount?
Yeah, definitely. What's probably been happening here is we don't have a kick out here. And there's a larger area. That area right there probably isn't contributing as much to it. But this area over here on the right, that's why you have that staining coming down, because you're missing your kick out flashing there. Coming on along, this metal overhead door seems like it's in pretty good shape. However, you're supposed to have weep holes over this. You're supposed to have weep holes over that. And again, the satellite dish on the brickwork, that's a big no plus, non plus. Should have kick out flashing here. And then saw this from the street. I don't know. There we go. Over here in this corner. That vent pipe right there, that plumbing exhaust vent pipe, that's just a little close to the roof. It's supposed to extend 6 inches in a radius around it. So it's supposed to be 6 inches off of the roof, and it's not. That's so that snow doesn't cover it up. So you're probably going to be okay. It doesn't make it right. We got a little bit of repair right here on the roof covering. We'll get a better look at that. This vent pipe right here, it's okay, but it's awful close to that soffit vent. Awful close to the sewer gases. Again, you'll probably never notice that. Rain gutter's not supposed to discharge directly on the roof covering. We already talked about that. And I'm not going to be able to get up on and see the top of this rain gutter, but I can look way up in there, and I can see the hole, the downspout hole, and it's clogged with the leaves. See that rain gutter above us? This rain gutter right here, it's clogged. It's clogged. You can tell by looking at the discharge port or the leaves port, and it's been that way for a long time because that staining on the roof it's just not doing it. So it's been clogged for who knows how long. This is the electric meter, okay, east, south side of the garage. This box is supposed to be sealed on 3 sides, the sides and the top. It's below grade. Your grounding rod is supposed to be buried. They're 8-foot rods, so you've got 7 foot of grounding into the ground, and so that's just. And an electrician can put an ohm meter on that and tell you that it's fine, that it's providing enough protection, but the code is written is a bare minimum, and so the code's assuming that people are not going to do a measurement, and good luck, driving that farther in or getting it out. But that does not meet the prescription of the code. An electrician or a code inspector can supersede that, but as it stands right now, that's incorrect.
What's the remedy? What's the full remedy for it?
Have an electrician measure it.
And if they determine that
The
it's
same
not
word.
doing its job as a grounding rod,
Then he'll come up with a remedy. But odds are, statistically, mine's the same way, except that we chose to cut mine off, so we actually shortened mine. And the odds are he's going to pull enough, resistance to qualify that. But I don't know that. I have to call it in need of repair. What are you talking about?
with the garage door.
Right. Oh yeah. No, it's not. And we're going to take a tour of the garage doors, but the garage door panel, this bottom panel doesn't not fit flush inside the guide, and you're missing some of your gasket here. And this bottom panel is boogered up pretty good. It's beat up. These pull handles, that's what's required. I'd really like to see them in the center of the doors, but kind of is what it is. There also should be pull handles on the interior sides of the doors. We'll find out. This is the front. This is the north side of the house. This is the gas. It's entering the house. This is wood mulch in here. All this is high soil. All this is high soil in here. High soil, wood mulch, and debris. This meter pot is about 6 inches off the ground, which is as it should be. But what we're not seeing is a bonding wire come out of the structure onto this, an electrical bonding wire onto your gas piping. That means that I'm probably going to find that bonding on the furnaces, and that, that's electrical bonding, and the quality of any bond is beyond the scope of this inspection.
Is this telephone line, is this supposed to be in some kind of outdoor cable, or
It's got a drip loop on it. That's beyond the scope of what I do. I mean, you might put some silicone in there.
I didn't know if this was appropriate weather insulation.
I guess it's the telephone company owns that.
Okay.
Anytime you want to get around a code, get a utility to do it for you, and the city will back down. Got a story about that, but that's not what we're talking about today. Okay, this is the garage. This is the water at the front of the house. The vacuum breaker cap is missing, so I don't know what kind of show we're going to get here. I just didn't know. Cap's still missing, just because it's not leaking. And something's happened. I'm losing pressure. What's that about? Well, how weird is that? Okay, we're going to have to get a different pressure reading somewhere. Something's happening to this faucet. We got water onto the house? Moving on along. This luminary is missing. Debris. You can tell this rain gutter's been leaking. This is the portico. Alright, this has been painted. I do not know what this drain is, or water supply, or whatever, but this looks like a PVC drain line. I have no idea. I'd like somebody to tell me it's a fancy vacuum breaker for the swimming pool or something. I've never seen that animal before. I'll take a still image of it, and I hate to use it as a resource, but send it out to my home inspector buddies on Facebook. I usually criticize people for that, so I'm kind of a hypocrite. I'm admitting it. Okay, you can see that the rain gutters are full of debris. I'm usually the one giving advice. Oh well. Okay, there's a window up here. We got some stair step cracks. We got a little more movement. So far, I haven't seen much. I could follow around go around the corner and the building will be falling down, but there's some stair step cracks underneath the window sill right there. And we got some separation between the window frame and the brickwork right there. And we got that in what was over, I think, on the master suite side. Now, this is the safety pan and drain line, just like the other side where the other water heater was leaking. This is the temperature pressure relief valve drain line and the safety pan drain line. And these are supposed to terminate between 6 and 3 inches from the ground. They're not supposed to be closer than 3, and obviously these aren't, but they're not supposed to be further apart than 6. If that blows, it's blowing 200 pounds of 200-degree hot steamy water is going to be. That's when the valve is designed to release. You get 200 pounds or 200 degrees. So either way, it's not going to be good. Okay, the exterior light fixtures, I think I said this on the back, but the exterior light fixtures should be sealed to keep water from getting back up in there. Communication systems are beyond the scope of this inspection. I thought I heard the doorbell work. Yeah, it works. Okay, underneath this portico, this is probably okay. I'm going to call it out regardless. But exterior, for the most part, exterior receptacles should be in use so that you can plug your Christmas lights in here and then close the covers, kind of like a little bubble cover, and that way water doesn't come in. Right now, if you plug your Christmas lights in, all this is exposed. All this is exposed, so your Christmas lights, you know, the electrical is exposed. And it's GFCI protected. So far we only have one outside that's not. Rain goes below grade. There's another distressed luminary. That bulb's missing right there. Can you see that? Whee! Okay. Zoom out. Cecil Bud DeMille. My production value skills, my production skills and values are quite gonzo. I apologize for that, but that's what we're doing. Coming on along. Coming on along. Got some rusty nails sticking out over here, so if you got kids playing, I don't know what that's going to be about. So heads up. Technoshot. Just go ahead and order one in advance while we're staying in place. Okay, we got water pressure here. All right, we'll come back and we'll get a reading. I'll get a still image of that. And this is this stuff lasts about 14 years. These railroad ties used as retaining walls. These guys are done, and you don't have to replace it tomorrow, but day after tomorrow you're gonna be looking at it, and your fiance's face is gonna get all. And you know, eventually, my wife made me deal with this. And I say my wife, I paid for the rock. I didn't actually do it myself. She actually did it herself. But it's, you know, this is.
She picked out the stone herself.